My kids seem to think Easter is about gifts and candy. However much I try to explain otherwise, they just don't seem interested. Oh, so that's a surprise. Anyway, but maybe that's their right as a kid. It will be decades for them before the true and spiritual meaning of Easter becomes a factor. And that meaning is, of course, rebirth. We call it a midlife crisis, but it's really something deep inside you, the true self trying to make itself known. Let me explain. You are a twin. Sometimes these twins argue, and this is the dueling voices you hear within yourself, a duality that inspired writers to create stories from Jekyll and Hyde to the Incredible Hulk. So this is the true self and the false self. We usually refer to it as your nature and your nurture, or the prenatal you and the postnatal you. So the postnatal nurture you, the twin, is false because it's not you. It's not who you are. It was imposed upon you since birth. The prenatal nature twin is true because it was in your genes. It was always there, right, before birth. The false self can also be referred to as ego. Now, of course, when you think about things this way, ego, the false self, nurture, whatever, was born out of your true self. It has to have been, right? There's no other way. Your true self came first. So the true self is really the one in charge, like a parent. So now the trouble arises when ego thinks it is the one in charge. And this is the condition within most mature humans. Think of your true self as the mother of your ego, and your life is a car journey with these two riding in it. So mother sits in the back, conceding out of love to her son, ego, who wants to sit in the front seat and drive the car. Now, this works well for the first 30 or so years of your life. Ego is figuring out how to drive and navigate, and you need a good driver. But then the trouble starts. Mother starts to notice that her son is getting cocky. He's driving too fast, giving the finger to other drivers, and taking wrong turns out of arrogance, and then refusing to turn back when he knows he's wrong. Mother tries to take the wheel. Ego slaps her hand away. Stupid woman, what do you know? I'm the voice of reason. Mother is like, I don't think so. And they fight, and the car loses control, usually crashing. And we start doing weird things. That's a midlife crisis. The solution is to recognize who is really in charge. Ego can't be killed, and mother doesn't want her son killed. But he needs an intervention because he's acting like an asshole right now. He needs to listen to mother. Now, if you can pull this off and reconcile the two, returning control to mother, who is driven by an ego who is now guided by her, that's rebirth. The trick is to be able to recognize what is false about you and what is real about you. Your ego isn't your enemy. It's your best friend who happens to be acting like an asshole right now.